One of the aspects of ECCI that has been helpful to us has been the combination of the academic side and also the commercial side. We've spent quite a bit of time working with universities on various projects, and that works for part of what we're doing with the business. We've also had the opportunity through the speaking events at ECCI to actually get across our message to a wider audience, because many of our employees are actually have come through fairly recently from an academic background. Academia on its own does not necessarily get the right things done in the right timescales, and a combination of the academic and the commercial, bringing those two together, actually gives a much more rounded and a much more focused way of getting things done. Albatern is a company that's developing wave energy devices that will convert the energy in waves into electricity and potentially into fresh water over time. The way that we've developed the company is slightly different in that most of the early stage companies in the sector have gone straight to large grid scale projects. We've taken a slightly different approach in starting smaller, where capital costs to put devices into the water and learn from them are smaller and easier to raise. And we have also been able to identify markets for those smaller devices. One of the challenges in a small company is actually having the ability to see everything that's available in the funding landscape. And I think working with ECCI led to the introduction to the Greenius Award, which was a UK government scheme looking at impacts from food, water and energy. And that enabled Albatern to put in a successful bid for one of 25 feasibility awards, which were part of the first stage of that project. And from those 25, we were actually one of 6 that was selected for the demonstration phase, and we're really getting towards the final stages of that demonstration phase just now. I think the major impact of the Greenius Award has been that it has allowed us to get further with our offering for the aquaculture sector, to have us in a stronger position earlier, which has been quite important in the last 6 months in particular, when there have been quite a few changes and some negative changes around the wave energy sector. Presently we're at the stage of developing different devices and getting them in on test, with a view to being engaged with customers and potential sites for those projects. And I would like to think that by 2018 we are actually past the point of having sold our first projects and been able to get the practical operating experience that is one of the missing gaps in terms of understanding how wave energy can be commercially viable. And I think one of the things that we're looking for support from ECCI going forward is actually how we work to develop the partnerships to finance those first arrays when they are actually quite high risk without that information. But if we don't get the right information on what operating results are by putting devices out into the field, actually working them and finding out what the real issues are, then we can't really take the next steps to making this an industry out of what at the moment is a sector. So I would see the engagement with ECCI over the next 2 to 3 years as being very important in bringing together the different partners from a funding point of view and from the operating point of view, and indeed from the customer point of view, to actually get these projects into the water, get them working and develop the valuable knowledge from that.